This is breaking news.
An elderly male lost his life today. It's very tough. The details I'm about to go over, of course, are preliminary and are subject to change. But good afternoon, everyone. I'm Chief Maggi, Chief of Department. Along with me is Chief of Patrol John Shell, Assistant Chief Scott Henderson, Chief of Brooklyn North, Captain Hines, Executive Officer of the 81st Precinct, and Captain Maggio of a Force Investigations Division. Earlier today, at 3:30 Lewis Avenue, our officers received a call of a burglary in progress. A caller stated that his elderly uncle was inside and he believed that someone was breaking into the home. Our officers in uniform assigned to the 81st Precinct responded over here to the location. They walked into the front door. It was one flight up they had to go to. When you enter the hallway of the first floor, it's a very, very narrow hallway. There's 4 apartments, 2 to the left, 2 to the right, and the doors are not flush. The doors are recessed into a smaller hallway that you have to walk into. Our officers, and this is based on observing their body camera, they went upstairs, they looked around at all 4 doors, they knocked on the apartment in question. They knock on the door, a male opens the door. He opens the door partially, his body's turned to the side, his left hand is down to the side of his body. The male starts to raise up his left hand and he has a firearm in his hand. Our officers observe the firearm. They start yelling no. They start retreating. The male raises the firearm up and actually steps out the apartment with the firearm pointed at the officers. The 2 officers both discharged their weapons. The male was hit numerous times in the body. Both of the officers fell to the ground because they were trapped inside of the hallway. They didn't really have any place to retreat. Once the officers were able to get back up and get composed, they start performing CPR and other life-saving measures on the male until additional units arrived, until they got assistance from EMS. The male was removed to a local hospital and eventually succumbed to his injuries. Our officers also went to a local area hospital to be treated for their injuries. None of our officers were struck, but they had other injuries from falling, of course, tinnitus. Again, as I said, this is a tragic situation. Our officers were put in a life or death situation, investigating a crime in progress. And hopefully as our investigative units, our Force Investigations Division unit and our detective squad, as they start to unravel exactly what happened here, we'll learn more about the male here. We'll learn more about what exactly happened, and hopefully we'll be able to have some better answers. I'll take any questions at this time.
We'll start off right here.
It's just 2 officers, the responding sector, 2 officers in uniform. The age 78 years old.
This was not the robbery suspect who was shot?
No, this was not the robbery suspect. This was actually the home owner, the person who lived in the home.
You believe he was trying to defend himself?
That I can't answer. That I can't answer. What I can tell you is I observed the body camera. He clearly charged at officers with his gun. We don't know why though, and this is something. When they initially got to the apartment, no, they did not have their guns drawn.
At the front door, did they have their guns?
No, they did not.
All right, we're going to Lucy.
Is the 78-year-old man the uncle for the initial call?
Yes, that we do believe that is the uncle, and that's who the 911 caller was referring to.
Was there ever a robbery?
That we don't know. It was a burglary call. We looked around, and at this time it doesn't appear. But again, this is only a few hours old. Our crime scene has to go through there. Our emergency service unit has to go through there. Forced investigations and the detective squad. There's a lot of work that still remains.
All right, Kendall, we got time for 2 more.
From start to finish, how long did this take? When officers responded to this shot?
Less than 2 minutes. Less than 2 minutes.
All right, we're on Lot Labs.
Was the person that is deceased had any prior interaction with law enforcement?
No prior interactions.
All right, we're going to do our last question. Melissa.
I'm sorry. The 78-year-old man who shot and killed, he was the homeowner? He lived there? He was a resident?
We at this time we believe he is a resident of the apartment.
All right, thank you, everyone. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank you,
All
sir.
right.
This has been breaking news.